right, everyone, welcome to the podcast. I got myself, Keenan. We got Jared on the pod. This podcast is basically designed to give you guys free and valuable information. Let's just start out by saying what got us into the fitness industry and who we are, so you get to learn a little bit more about ourselves. Jared, would you like to start?
Yeah, so my name's Jared. I've been doing fitness for probably like 4 or 5 years now. I've always been into fitness. I graduated from Sacramento State with a degree in kinesiology with the emphasis on strength and conditioning. I guess what kind of birthed my love for fitness was I played basketball growing up, and then as time goes on, you have to start lifting weights. I had some really incredible strength coaches that introduced me to lifting weights, how to have proper technique and stuff like that. And one story that I really remember was when I was in eighth grade, going into freshman year of high school. During that summer, I met a really cool coach. His name was Coach Chase, and I had a hip flexor injury, and Coach Chase gave me some like a kettlebell smash on my hip flexor, and then he gave me a banded hip flexor stretch. He had me do that for like, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes. Now I remember standing up, I did some like defensive slides, and it felt like the injury like dissipated, like disintegrated. And then it blew my mind. It felt like a magic trick. I was like, how did you know to do that? And that's what like just really sparked it for me. And then obviously just starting to lift weights and being taught the proper technique from the jump, giving me a really good foundation. It just like really, I fell in love with the details of it and just how the body works and stuff like that. And Coach Chase he was definitely an inspiration for me throughout, as he was one of the first coaches that helped me with strength training. And he had gone to Cal, I think studied biology, and then I could be wrong on that, but then decided to do something in the fitness space. Um, and when I was time to start applying for colleges, I was like, there's nothing that really interests me.
Mhm.
And Coach Chase's job was pretty cool. So um, I kind of went down that path. I just love fitness, and it was the only thing that piqued my interest to like study in college. So um, yeah,
Can't
that's
you
what really got me into it.
can't you believe you're other people's coach's chase right now?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
You want to talk
That's
about
crazy to think about.
Yeah. You want to talk about how you basically ended up becoming a basketball coach for your high school. Like that's a cool
Oh yeah,
experience. Yeah.
right. So um, I played high school at Vintage up in Napa, California, and played basketball there all 4 years. And then I was in college, started in 2019. And then I think this was 2021. It was the time when we were kind of transitioning outside of COVID back to in person. And the freshman coach at Vintage had given me a call, or not the freshman coach, the head coach had given me a call, was like, hey, Jared, this is like super late notice, but I thought you'd be a great fit. We're looking for someone kind of young and just young energy, inspirational, stuff like that, to coach our freshman team. We're looking for a coach desperately because season starts in 2 weeks. And if we don't get a coach, the freshman program will basically be canceled. And I was still online at school. So I was like, oh, I could just stay at home, coach. At first, I could commit to 2 to 3 times a week in person to coach because I was living in Sac at the time and would have to drive down and go coach. And then because school was online, and then I had an assistant coach, Coach Josh, and I just fell in love with it so much that I ended up just coaching 5 times a
Yeah.
week.
And the
And
funny thing about that is we joked also about coaching together, potentially our own Asian team. That
I
would be pretty
forgot
sick.
about that. That would still be sick if we had an
Oh, so
AAU
yeah,
team.
yeah,
We need to look into that idea again.
yeah. For those of you who don't
But
know, I also played basketball my whole life, so that's why we joked about coaching it together.
yeah, we'd be in crazy shape.
Yeah,
But yeah, I ended up coaching that freshman team. I put my whole heart into it. It was my biggest passion at the time. And we ended up going undefeated. It was a really fun season.
yeah. It all started with Coach Chase.
Right, exactly. So what got you into fitness?
Oof, it's actually not too long ago, actually. I mean,
Mm,
right now I'm 20 years old. Started when I was 16. So my interest really only started during COVID, which is around 4 years ago in high school. I started as an intern for my strength and conditioning team at my school. So unlike you played basketball. I was the kid who was not good enough to make it on the team, but I still wanted to get involved. So I decided to join the strength conditioning program as an intern. That basically sparked my interest into the field. Um, Decided to major in it. So I'm a current student at San Diego State studying kinesiology. It's been a passion of mine to work out, to coach others. Not a crazy story. It's just kind of whatever the wind blew led me to this position.
mm,
Yeah.
mm. Who kind of guided you? Who was like your inspiration when you started lifting weights?
To be quite honest, inspiration was online. I feel like I followed so many coaches and trainers, especially podcasts. I got into really early into my fitness journey to help me
Mm,
personally. It wasn't the idea of, oh, I'm going to become this one day. It was more of, okay, I want to get better at my own training. So I'm going to consume as much information as I can. And then eventually that led me to have the interest to helping others too.
mm.
So
Well,
I was more of a consumer of the fitness industry before even becoming a
mm.
trainer. If that makes sense.
And how old were you?
At the time, 16, 17. Yeah.
16, 17.
Yeah. So it
Wow.
was
And
during COVID for sure.
what was the kind of first like training program or like training style you had adopted? Like you don't know what the gym is, you're
Yeah.
just hopping into the gym. What are you doing in there?
I followed programs from Mind Pump. I don't know if you heard of their podcast, but
Yeah.
it's basically like the biggest podcast in fitness. And they had programs. I would listen to every single one of their episodes. I remember exactly the days and times that they dropped. I would get in my AirPods, listen to their episode, and I would just follow the programs. They had one for strength, they had one for like building muscle, they had one for mobility and performance. I mean, it's basically what got me in. And even to this day, I still like to do other trainers programs. I feel like it's such an
Mm,
important thing to continue to learn, even though, yeah, we're both probably capable of programming, but learning from other coaches who are potentially more experienced or have different nuance to training. You just learn so much more from other coaches. And yeah, I kind of just went off of that.
wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's
Why don't we talk
incredible.
about,
So
yeah, question?
no, you go.
Okay. I was like, why don't we talk about how we both ended up at BFT? And for those of you who don't know, BFT, Body Fit Training, is the gym that we both currently work at. It is a group functional strength conditioning gym in Little Italy, San Diego. We do group fitness classes. So why don't we kind of talk about how we came to be coaches there?
Mm. So yeah. So I was fresh out of college and then I left Sacramento, moved to San Diego with hopes of like immediately finding a job after college and just getting straight into the industry. I had some background as far as like I've coached before. I've done some personal training and stuff like that a little bit during college, Not a ton of experience though, because I was super focused on my studies. And then um, I made a bold move, moved straight to Little Italy. I was like, I'm just gonna figure this out. Took a deep dive, and then the job market was pretty hard. So I was actually Instacarting for quite a while living in Little Italy. And um, I was walking one day towards the bay and I saw the gym. It said like science, it's like science driven programming,
Yeah.
strength and conditioning. I was like, that is right up my alley. I need to look into that. And then um, Gary, Leanne, and Curtis, who are the owners of BFT, they actually came to my apartment complex and they were doing body scans at my apartment. And I was like, okay, this is my opportunity to connect. So I go downstairs, forget who I meet first. It was either Gary or Leanne. And I do the scan. And then I told Gary, I was like, oh, I have a degree in kinesiology. I'm looking to start coaching. Do you know if you guys are hiring? And then he's like, oh, you're going to have to talk to Curtis. So then I get my like body scan, I get all my stats. I'm geeking over all the stats and stuff. And then Curtis sits me down and then we're looking over the stats together. And then he's like explaining everything. But to be fair, I kind of understood most of it. And then I was like, oh, yeah, I actually have a degree in kinesiology, blah, blah, blah. I'm trying to coach or whatever. And then I forget what Curtis had said. And then before I left, I go to Gary. I was like, so how do you like working for BFT? And then Gary laughs and goes, well, I'm the owner. And I was like, oh. And then after that, I think Curtis might have said that they weren't hiring at the time. And then about a month and a half later, I get a call from Curtis like, hey, is this Jared? Blah blah blah. I was like, yeah. And then he's like, we're actually looking to add some coaches. And I was like, yeah, I'm definitely interested. And then he was like, come on down, try some classes, and then we could go over some things. And then it was actually me and four other people that were like in the hiring process.
Mm.
Yeah, it was like they were like trying to get a new wave of coaches.
Hmm.
Um, and so the hiring process was like, okay, you're gonna take a class, get a hands-on feel for what it is, see how the coaches coach there in that setting, and then yeah, so took that for like a week or two, and after each class, it was kind of like a little test. I remember the first time it was me and Dan Marie, who still coaches there,
Hmm.
and he goes, "All right, you guys are gonna do a talk time," and then he's like, "Review the notes and then do a talk time," and it's like I do not do public speaking
Yeah.
at all,
Would you
and
like to explain what a talk time is first?
oh, yeah, that's important. So, a talk time basically at the beginning of the class. So, let's say we have a strength class, strength upper body day. We have to deliver the program. So, we explain the program, how the flow is going to work at the class, and then we have to demonstrate all the exercises. So, that's basically the talk time. And you hit start on the class. I walk out there. Dan Marie's just sitting there. There's no one else in there. Curtis goes to the back, and but like he's not in the room, but I know he's listening. And so like I have that in the back of my head, and I just start talking to what feels like nobody. And the coaches that I were watching before were very enthusiastic,
Yeah.
and that's not me per se naturally to be like super upbeat and enthusiastic. So I start the talk time, and then I don't know, maybe talk for like 40 seconds, and talk time's typically 4 to 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And I had nothing else to say. um, but over time, luckily, Curtis put some trust into me and helped develop me. I wasn't easy to develop on some of my weaknesses, but over time I got a lot better. So
Yeah.
I'm appreciative of Curtis for trusting and believing in me.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll get into
So that's
how I got into that job, I guess. Well,
yeah.
my first year of college, I didn't even apply to any jobs. I was just focused on school because I just assumed, college is gonna be a lot of studying, don't have time to work.
Hmm.
Sophomore year rolls around, my second year. I was like, okay, got some time to spare. So over the summer, I got personal training certification because that's
Mm.
what I wanted to be since I was 16, right? Just to get that certification.
Wow.
I mean, it's good, easy. Doesn't teach you
Hmm.
a whole lot about the actual experience of personal training, but good enough. Got that certification. I started applying to only the top like commercial gyms. Think about your 24,
Mm.
Crunch, uh, LA Fitness, like those kind of gyms, right? Because I only wanted to do one-on-one. I was so closed off on group because I'm just like you. I'm just not that type of guy. Like
Right, right.
I don't think I can handle at that time. I didn't think I can handle a group of what 20, 25 people. I was like, there's
Yeah.
no way. I'm way too like introverted, number one. And number two, I'm like, I don't think these 25 people, number one, they don't know who I am. How are they going to trust a
Hmm.
20-year-old to tell them what to do? I was like,
Right.
okay, I got my personal training certification. Let me just do one-on-one. Um,
Hmm.
interviewed, applied to like, I don't know, at least five or six of these big box gyms. None of them hired. So I was like, shoot, I
Yeah.
kind of need a job. I don't want to be working at a random place not related to fitness. I was like, I need to start
Yeah.
my career now. So I went to the last resort. I saw a posting in my college, DFT. I
Last
was like,
resort.
yeah, I was like, hold up. I was like, hold up. This looks kind of interesting actually. But I was like,
Hmm.
I'll just apply. If I get it and I like it, fine. If I get it and I don't like it, fine. What's to lose? So I was
Hmm.
like, just applied. I went home that weekend for Memorial Weekend. I just remember seeing a call from a random number who happened to be Curtis.
Right.
And then he was like, "Hey mate, you want you are you still interested in coaching here?" I was like, yeah, when I get back. So I went back to San Diego. Um, and then I just started taking the classes as a member first. That's how he typically hires. And then I saw the benefit of his, the science-backed training, group fitness style of BFT. Intriguing, I always thought group fitness was, lack of a better term, like diddy daddling, like basically just a randomness of exercises. But
Yeah.
BFT has a structure and a program that periodizes. So I was like, okay, I
Yeah.
can work with this. It fits with what I believe in and what I think can help other people.
Hmm.
So yeah, I just built from that, got hired. Coaching. I don't even know how I ended up in this position, to be honest, but it happened. It happened.
Yeah.
And I love it. I
Yeah.
love it. It's amazing. It's one of the most like rewarding, I feel like it's one of the most rewarding experiences. You get to
Hmm.
basically impact 20 plus people in the span of 1 hour.
Yeah.
And a lot of those people, number one, they probably don't even want to go to the gym, right? They're probably stressed from work. They probably have others things to do outside. And the
Kids,
gym is like the
babies.
only, exactly. The gym is basically like the only safe space, comfortable space where they can work out, turn their mind off, and just do whatever's on the screen and whatever I tell them to do. And
Yeah.
yeah, it's great. You see a lot of smiles coming in, a lot of smiles going out, but it's
Hmm.
great. Yeah.
Yeah. And not only that, like selfishly as a trainer, that was so vital for my development.
Hmm.
One, learning how to public speak, being
Yeah.
comfortable speaking with people was huge. Getting Curtis is really big on knowing people's names.
Hmm.
So getting that development, how do you work on your soft skills with people? And then just having a group of 20 to 25 people in a class. It's you and another coach, And why it sped my development as a personal trainer was because during the class, you have to get a touch point on every person. You're constantly correcting form. So, like, if I'm working with 20 to 25 people, it would take me 20 to 25 sessions of one on one in
Exactly.
order to get comfortable with cueing people. How do I be efficient with my cues? Because how do you say something quick and easy for someone to understand in a short period of time? Because you only have like 10, 15 seconds with one person,
Hmm.
then you're on to the next person to go help. You can't just stick there and correct every little detail. So, um, as a personal trainer, being in a coaching a group setting, it's really easy way to fast track your development.
Totally agree. And I think it's like what you said about that one session that you have is basically equal to 20 different sessions. When you teach someone how
Mm-hmm.
to hip hinge, right? Typically,
Mm-hmm.
it's just that one client that you have for one on one. Yeah, you get
Mm-hmm.
how that person moves. But when you get dumped into a group of 25 people, asked to do how to do I don't know, a front squat or a RDL, and you got to teach
Mm-hmm.
20 something plus people how to do that movement. You see different bodies. Each body moves
Yeah.
differently. Each body responds to cues differently. Some
Mm-hmm.
rather have you do it and have them see it. Some would rather have you just say it. Some would rather have you like touch the body part to see what's supposed to be moving where. And each person has
Mm-hmm.
basically like individual ways of learning and learning how to adapt to that individual. I think it's one of the best skills that group training in general can teach you. Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, not only that, you're also dealing with 20 plus different personalities.
there you
Not
go.
one,
Yeah,
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 not one person wants to get trained the same way as another person.
exactly.
Um, some people want more firm. You could tell them more straight up. I've had even people say, yell at me.
Hmm.
But the other people, you got to take a more softer approach. So being able to adapt to each person. Now, when you're in a one on one session and you figure out, okay, this is how that person likes to be trained, and this is some cues that work for them, it's a breeze with just one on one. It
Yeah.
makes it so much easier.
Let's talk a little bit about your experience with one on one and
Mhm.
how, yeah, talk about your experience with one on one training.
Yeah, so after I coached that basketball team, I offered them one on one skill development as far as basketball goes, but also one on one like strength. I just did that straight out of my garage. And I
Hmm.
was asking for, I mean, these kids were freshmen in high school. They don't have
Yeah.
money.
Yeah.
I was asking for like $15. And I remember I
Yeah.
raised my price to 20 and I
Yeah.
lost like two of them. Yeah. And so that was like my first experience. And now it's like, um, I knew basketball, so that was like really easy, stuff like that. And then like being able to adapt to just like, oh, I just have a garage gym with like a few dumbbells, a TRX, and like the grass outside. That was it. So that was the first time I even did anything one on one. But when I started truly training people one on one, my first ever like true private client one on one personal training was this woman named Gita that lived in my building, and Um, I had joked with her once in the elevator. I go, "Well, I could train you if you want." 'Cause she was talking to me about her fitness, and then I saw her a few days later, a week later, and then she goes, "Yeah, I'm down to train with you, basically." And then she goes, "So how much?" And I never ever once thought about this. At the time, I'm Instacarting. If I got like a $35 order, I
Yeah.
was like, oh, I was hyped. So when she asked me that, I was like, I might say something bold here.
Yeah.
And, and so I told myself in my head, I was like, $50 a session.
Which is, by the
So,
way, is like dirt cheap.
right, for one-on-one private training. So yeah, she was my first ever client. So I started working with her, and then after that, I was working at BFT at the time, and then I picked up another job that was just one-on-one specific training in Rancho Bernardo. And that's when the owner, Greg, he luckily trusted me with his clients and gave me a handful of clients. And that's when I started to learn the difference from group training to just one-on-one,
Hmm.
and having to also program on my own for people. So at BFT, we deliver a program and then make adjustments as needed. One-on-one training, you write all the workouts. So take a person's goals, injuries, stuff like that, and then based on those, I have to create a workout program for them. So learning how to program, it would take me like, I kid you not, like 10 to 15 minutes to write a workout.
Yeah.
I was like, this is hard.
No,
And
that's about
then
right. I still spend that much time to do it, to be honest.
yeah, yeah. I usually take like up to 10 minutes
Yeah,
now,
yeah.
but um anyways, it's like, yeah, learning what kind of buttons to push, what motivates people. Um and then that one-on-ones, those the first time I started training, those I was only doing 45-minute sessions at my one-on-one job, and those sessions would feel like an hour 15. You got to be like, you're kind of leading the show. They're looking at you and be like, okay, this is the next exercise, but also a lot of people want to tell you about their lives and what they got going on and how do you deliver a good workout, but sometimes still being able to have a decent conversation, because some people, this is their only 45 minutes to an hour to
Hmm.
um, be to themselves or work on themselves. So yeah, that's I started doing that, and now I'm way more comfortable with one-on-one
Yeah.
between experience from BFT and just getting hands-on experience too.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like you got a great balance of both group and one-on-one.
Hmm.
Because even though like
Yeah,
I will, like my goal is to do one-on-one full time eventually, but I think I'll always have like an urge to do group fitness now.
it's
Even though
fun.
I never thought I'd be saying that, but I just think it's such a great way to number one, like build yourself as a business, right?
Hmm.
Each class is another 20 leads, if you really think about it. All of my one-on-one clients came from group fitness clients coming up to me after and be like, "Oh, I'm interested in doing one-on-one with you."
Hmm.
I didn't offer anything. It's they come up to
Hmm.
you, be like, "Yeah, I want some personalized training." And I feel like that's the magic of group training is you get to see so many people, you get to help so many people that they come to you for extra help, right?
Hmm.
I'm not sure if you experienced that too.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And it's really good to just connect with a wide variety of people. And
Hmm.
then we're gonna have a separate podcast later, like how do you coach a group fitness class?
Hmm.
And it's so crucial, like how do you build a good environment for people to come to that
Yeah.
are like one excited to train with you, and stuff like that. So yeah, group fitness yeah, always have a place in my heart for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Let's talk about where do we see ourselves, let's say in I don't like 10 years. 10 years is too long. I can't even think
Yeah.
beyond 10 years right now. Let's
Right.
keep it at let's keep it within the next few years. What do we
Yeah.
see ourselves doing in the industry, outside the industry, whatever?
Hmm. Um, I think for me personally, just growing my one-on-one brand,
Hmm.
as far as like just getting to help and retain a ton of clients.
Hmm.
And that'll be the biggest thing. And then outside of that, stuff like this, podcasting, like 3 years. I can't do the math off the top of my head, but hopefully we're like around 100 podcasts. Like that's
Oh
crazy
yeah.
to think about.
No, yes, we will.
Yeah, stuff like that. And then I think it'd be great to have more online clients, as that
Hmm.
gives me some flexibility too. Um, yeah, yeah, stuff like that.
Yeah.
How
Similar
about
to you, I
yourself?
mean, yeah, I want to create like a personal brand, you know? I feel like
Hmm.
everything, especially online, there's a lot of AI. a lot of companies just use a logo that slap on their company, but
Yeah,
I want to build something that's personal, that has my face on it,
for
that
sure.
people can actually connect to. And that's exactly why I started social media. I mean, it's such a powerful
Yeah.
tool. Like,
Hmm.
let's say if we think back, I don't know, 100 years ago, and you would have told someone you can put anything in this newspaper right now, right?
Hmm.
It doesn't matter how good it is. Uh, the whole world will see it. Like back then, if you
Hmm.
had the ability to put something in a newspaper that the whole world can see, no one knows how much time you spent on it. No one really cares how good
Right.
or bad is it, and everyone gets to
Hmm.
see it. Well, in the current age, social media is that thing. You know, you
True.
can, with a click of your phone, you can send a video, send some kind of fitness tip to the rest of the world, let the algorithm dictate whether it's important or not, and you can build from there. So daily
Hmm.
posts, this podcast, building that
Yeah,
website, create that personal brand. You know, I feel like it's the best way in this day and age to, help the most amount of people.
definitely. 100%.
Yeah. I've been talking to you about growing your social media.
I know.
Let's
Yeah.
let's use this podcast, and it's recording what you say. Let's
uh,
create a goal for your social media posting. What would that goal be?
that goal would be, let's see, it's March. Maybe by April, get 3 posts up. Start
Three
there.
posts out. Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
You heard it here
All
first.
right.
Three posts.
Yeah. Thank you, Keenan.
Three posts in April.
Okay. All
Um,
right.
yeah, I think
I gotta run to my private
yeah,
clients.
yeah. We'll talk and we'll see you on the next pod. It will be less
Let's
about
go.
us, more about helping you guys. If you have any suggestions, send us a message and we will get that episode out. Peace.
Let's go. Let's go.